Hairies are strong. Hairies are aggressive. Hairies are violent. Not just the men, but the women and children as well.
Our culture has spirit, and that's going to be really cool because there's spirit through this, and you can feel it, especially through Hairies.
A lot of us do have these stories within our own communities, and we're all from different places, you know, but we all have similar stories, these hairy creatures. And I guess it's very similar to the Yeti and things like that.
I heard about these stories growing up from my grandmother, you know, and my whole family. It was just part, it was just natural. You know, the stories that we're telling are very real to many people.
The concept of the hairy person can differ between each different tribe slightly. And so the creators have sort of merged a lot of those threads together to create a new and contemporary imagining.
The challenge to realise a piece of mythological storytelling told verbally and to some degree illustrated, but in historical paintings on stone walls. You've got to actually make this and turn it into something on screen.
To discover what the Hairies look like, you have to start at the core. So you kind of design from your instincts and what your gut's telling you is right. You know, there's Hairies in Aboriginal culture for many clans around the country. And so it's sort of thinking about country, it's thinking about place. I mean, and then bringing it forward to what we need to do here for this show. In designing the Hairies, because they've never been seen before in this context, it's about discovery. And all along the process, we've been making decisions and trying things out. It's months and months of work to try and find what's right for our show.
Typically at What a Workshop, we really like to dig in and understand, you know, and really research and try to figure things out so that we're not just creating stuff purely out of imagination, because we find that the best stuff comes when people can relate to it even on a subconscious level, so they have some familiarity with it.
With creating the Hairies, I bounced off the artwork created by Jake Nash and Weta. We've jumped off from that. We've had to make a few adaptations to some of the looks, basically being as true to the original artwork as we could.
We've been lucky enough to team up with some great artisans over at Weta Workshop and designers and really get down to the nitty-gritty about where their hair is, what shape their hair is, what colour their hair is, what colour their eyes are, everything about them to make them feel grounded and real and right for, culturally right for our country.
These are of a different genus that have grown differently, and they have to plausibly fit in that place.
We had to cast the Hairies first because it takes so long to create all that hair. Like, I'm sure they told you that they literally hand sewed the hair.
The thing that we needed to really consider with putting the Hairies together, making them, was to actually make sure that their facial features or expression wasn't going to be completely overridden by lots of facial hair. So you could still see their eyes, you could still see the mouth movement, you could see subtle gestures, frowning, laughing, that sort of thing. We adjusted some of the design just to be more flattering to each of the performers' faces, but still trying to keep in with the original concept.
It's so amazing to turn a corner and just see Hairies that we've talked about for so long. The hair and makeup team are just doing the most amazing job. And we've got, I think, there's 46 people, extras on set today, and out of that there's quite a few Hairies, and they just look amazing.
I don't think it's really going to hit home until I'm having lunch with Hairy Man. You know, seeing that and seeing blackfellas both playing Hairy Man and zoners is amazing to see. And then you have lunch and then you hear them talking about their stories. I've had a few conversations with some old uncles, and they, you know, I'll introduce myself to them, and then they'll just go on a massive yarn about Hairy Man. They're the moments that really hit home, and you go, okay, this is why we did it.
Cleverman, new episode Wednesday at 10 on Sundance TV. Catch up now on SundanceTV or download the app.